How's it going, everybody? Been kind of inconsistent with these videos lately. Just I feel like things kind of move and shift in my life, and I just kind of have to ebb and flow with it, going with the rhythm of life, I guess you could say. Although I don't feel like I have a plan. I'm just kind of um, reacting, I guess, to what life is throwing at me. And so I just have to commit to myself to do these videos and um, create time and space for in order to do these videos. So um, also, I feel like when I don't post regularly, I kind of run out of things to talk about. But in reality, I mean, there's so many things going on in my life. I have like a million things I could talk about a day. I guess, is it worthy content for you to be listening to? I don't know. You can decide that. I don't have a ton of followers right now, so or subscribers, but I mean, something big should be happening maybe in the month of June. Right now, it's May 26th, end of Memorial Day weekend for those in the United States. But yeah, I haven't been doing yoga lately. In fact, Spirit, I think, really needed me to relax, and I was getting those messages, but I was like, I think I'm relaxed or getting enough rest. And I wasn't getting enough rest, and I had this big stomach thing come back. In 2010, I was diagnosed with Crohn's, but then I kind of healed myself of that. But if I don't get enough sleep, or I over stress, over extenuate myself, I'm not sure if that's a word or not, but then I get these huge pains in my stomach that, like, my um, the intestines feel like they're gonna explode, and I have gas, and yeah, I don't know what the hell happens, but it's a sign from Spirit that I'm not. I guess maybe I'm having trouble digesting something. That thought had crossed my mind. Um, Digesting what I'm supposed to do, digesting the whole idea of rest when you have like three small kids is it's like near impossible. I mean, thank God I'm not the my wife stays at home with the kids, but like, I gotta help out. She can't handle all the kids by herself. So I mean, for a while there, I was the hermit, kind of downstairs by myself, and she took care of the kids for the most part. But I mean, it's not really, overall, it's not fair to her in the long run, I think, to keep doing that. But um, so been trying to connect with my wife better, have a better relationship with her, and like I said, Memorial Day weekend in the States. So kind of ran a bunch of errands yesterday and hung out with the kids today and did some events for the kids yesterday. So I haven't really been doing any yoga or anything. At some point, I'd like to get back to that. But at the same time, it's so hard when you can't be consistent with it. It's a lot of work to kind of get the engine running uh, for yoga. It's important to be consistent. Otherwise, it almost feels like you're just spinning your wheels and you're not going anywhere, and it's not doing anything. You feel like no benefit from it, or virtually no benefit if you can't be consistent. So when I do get back on it, I'd like to be somewhat consistent, but I'm working on so many other things right now. So the gut was one thing. The last 3 days I've been sleeping like, I don't know, 10 to 12 hours a night because of my gut. I had to heal my gut, but also I think, like I said, that wasn't an accident. Spirit was like, you need to rest, and if you don't rest, we're going to force you to rest. So I have rest, and I have rested, and I just gave up everything. I mean, in terms of, I don't know, I started doing my meditations in the morning and going to bed at like 8 o'clock at night and waking up at, I don't know, 7:30 in the morning. I mean, I'll wake up earlier than that, but I'll just stay in bed because I need to rest. I need to heal. And also, it's even though I could do yoga, a part of me is like my body needs to heal, my intestines need to heal, whatever's going on with that. And if I'm doing yoga and I'm sore because I haven't been regular with it, now my body's trying to heal both things. It's trying to heal my body or keep it, so anyways. Yeah, but I did receive a dream last night that I was at the front of a line, and it was a line to like a stadium, or I don't know for what concert, you name it. It doesn't really matter actually what the event was, and that wasn't known to me. The point is, I was at the front of the line, but I couldn't get in because I didn't have the right. It's like I was missing a middle initial in my name for my middle name, and I needed my social security card or something, anyways. The point is I was missing, I don't have all the materials yet to go into the event. So, I don't know. I've been hearing around June, July, is maybe when this thing pops off and I start getting, more abilities. I feel like I've definitely got some intuition and some other skills going on in my life, but it's just going to be like a whole other level. So, that's why I'm making these videos now, to try to build, somewhat of a following, I guess, so that when everybody starts out somewhere. And it's not my favorite thing to do, but I mean, I do love to teach. I guess right now, I just feel like I'm talking to myself, but everybody starts out somewhere, and I have to just accept that and be with that. But in the long run, it'll be great if I have people that I can teach. There's been so many life lessons in my lifetime that I have a lot to teach other people. In fact, one tarot reader or intuitive I was listening to earlier today was like, when I look back at all the people that have kind of been in my life, and they see where I'm at and how far I've gone, I'm the farthest along than anybody in my life, in my circle, I guess, which there's not very many right now, but and it's weird because sometimes I'll be meditating or doing yoga or something, and some images will pop up of like people from my lifetime, and I'm just curious, like I wonder what they're doing right now, or what do they think I'm doing, and that wasn't an accident either. And so when I start to, I don't know, get up on the world stage, maybe have a following, some people from my past are going to come out and be like, hey, I didn't know you were doing this now. Actually, was it a number of years ago now, 2, 3, 4 years ago, I'm not sure, but a woman I used to work with in Miami was going to Joe Dispenza meditation events. And I think she recognized me, and we saw her, and we meant to meet up, but it just didn't work out. And so, and then I don't know if we were going to have a phone conversation, anyways. We're so different, but in our lives, probably at this point, I think she's got a family and everything, and I've got a family, and so we're busy. But it wasn't a romantic thing at all. But it's nice to catch up sometimes. But I think I was prioritizing myself and just saying, this is important right now. If we meet again, if it's meant to be, then we'll see each other again, and we can catch up at that point and see where we're all at. So yeah, just resting now. I feel like I could put more effort into my videos. Maybe I could get a decent thumbnail with some text on it saying, but I don't really do any of that stuff right now. Again, this is probably where everybody starts out, but I could probably put some tags or something in my videos. Anyways, you guys don't care about any of that stuff, but I feel like crypto is gonna have a huge drop, but then also a significant rise here coming up, maybe in the next couple days to week. Who knows? I don't know. I've been waiting on this thing for like months, but so we don't know. I don't know how far we are away. I feel like June. It's going to happen in June at the latest. It could happen this month. I thought it might happen today, actually, on Memorial Day, because of the holiday. They like to do stuff. I think last year on July 4th, they had a huge drop on the holiday of July 4th. So, which, not everybody that invests in crypto is from the United States, but I suppose maybe a significant amount of people are. But for it to be something that's a thing that they do, like it's an American holiday, let's have a huge drop because nobody's paying attention, everybody's out watching fireworks. But just been busy. Like I said, I'd like to get back in the flow of doing yoga. I'm doing the meditations in the morning. The meditations are important for me, doing the angelic series. There's 9 of them, and I've been doing it once a day for about 3 or 4 days. And so I might extend that for another month. But it's roughly an hour to an hour and a half for that. So, there's plenty of time to still do some yoga. But yeah, I guess, some things I've been told that I need to focus on, more is obviously just not focusing on the negative, be more appreciative of myself and what I'm doing. Like the amount of work, like I don't give myself enough credit, and I don't think I do it on purpose. It's just something that I neglect, but I need to give myself more credit because I do a lot of work compared to other people. I'm always doing something at this point since I've been on this journey, like 3 or 4 years. I don't know, sweat baths, detoxing, fasting, yoga, meditation, you name it. I feel like I'm just a never ending journey. I'm constantly in the pursuit of perfection, I guess, in a way. Which is one of my gifts if you ever look at the Gene Keys. But and I don't think it means that I'm supposed to be perfect. It's like I'm working towards perfection. I haven't quite understood what that means, but that's another tangent. I know I'm far from perfect, and my life has been far from perfect. So I know that's not what it means. But I had a dream one night actually that in the dream it was kind of like this all these cogs and wheels and turning things, and it was like I was working out the kinks of the system, the machine, and perfecting it. And so I think that that's what I'm here to do. That's what it means. That's what perfection means. I think is just, we're still a physical human in this third density planet, even though Earth is ascending and we're ascending. There's still always going to be problems until you're liberated, until you leave this existence or reality. So so just I need to have more gratitude for the things in my life, be more grateful. I was mowing the lawn the other day, and it took me like an hour, and we have such a large lawn. And just like hating life. I was like mad at the world. It's kind of a good stress reliever because I felt better after doing it. Before I was kind of agitated, not because I had to do it, but just from other things. I just didn't feel good on the inside. But after I did feel better. But during the whole time I was mowing the lawn, I was just like, this is so mundane. Like, why do I have to do like my biggest problem with mowing the lawn is who came up with that? It's kind of useless, stupid work. I guess, the kids do need to play. When they play outside, they play on the lawn, and the lawn needs to be cut. But other than that, there's not much functionality to it. I feel like it's part of all the programming that we've been on. And You know, at one point, my neighbor, um, we hooked too long of a leash to our dog when we put him out back because we don't have a fenced in yard, and he went and dug a couple holes in the neighbor's yard. And it's not that they were super mad about it, but he was like, you know, hey, if you could keep your dog off our lawn. And we'd already shortened the leash before he told us, because I noticed the holes in his yard and I'm like, oh shit, here we go, you know. And then we were walking the dog the other day, and our dog stepped on this guy's yard. We're just walking on the side of the street. There's no sidewalks or anything. Our dog stepped in this guy's yard and like peed a little bit. And he's like, hey, can you keep your dog off our yard? You know, it's just like the yard has become the epitome of American living or something like that. It's just so stupid. People have no idea what's coming. And, you know, there's a good chance you're going to end up ripping your yard out to make a garden like they did in World War II. In World War II, from my understanding, I wasn't alive during that time, everybody's front yards was gardens. They didn't have grass and all this stuff like we have today. It's kind of a useless thing. Like I said, I mean, the kids can play in it, but you could have the backyard grass for the kids to play, and then the front yard, you turn it into a garden. But, you know, if you can't buy food at the store, or it's so expensive, people are going to start growing their own food. And right now, I guess, like, I consider, I'm working on being like more sovereign, meaning, you know, do we have a way to get water if we don't have it? Right now, we don't actually. The house we just moved a couple months ago, and the house we had a well, which was great because, I mean, you know, unless the well runs out, which it's water for pretty much the whole city of the Twin Cities in the Jordan Aquifer. So you're pretty much not running. If you run out of water, everybody's running out of water. And I just haven't heard any prophecies or anything about Minnesota or the Midwest having problems. But you know, so water, food, you know, we've got a decent supply of food. You know, what else? I don't know, if systems start crashing and we don't have heat, I mean, that's definitely going to be a problem in the wintertime for us, because, you know, you can freeze to death quite easily up here without a wood burning stove. And we got a fireplace, but that's not going to heat the whole house. You know, anyways, just, you know, I'm sorry if you care about your lawn. It almost seems like my neighbors care about their lawn more than they do people. You know, and I get it. They put a lot of time and effort into just manicuring this perfect lawn, but it's not the epitome of, you know, I don't know, human society. I feel like we need to care about each other more. You know, if there's a food shortage or it gets really expensive, and these guys are asking for food, because, you know, I'll definitely probably give them food, but I'll definitely be bringing that up. Like, hey, remember that time that you told my dog to get off your lawn because he peed on it? What's more important now, food or your lawn? You know, I don't know. I guess I'm a bit resentful about it, but everything happens for a reason. So I don't know. I guess I don't want to keep this too long. But see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow, I guess there's kids are out of school, so it's like now they're going to be home. I work from home. Kids are going to be home all day, and you know, the only constant in life is change. So just kind of go with the flow, and we'll see how this goes. And we just do the best we can on this planet we call Earth in the third dimension. All right. See you guys later.